Hey there. Are you ready to continue with our fun game?
Really? A swamp? Why would a goddess have a temple in a swamp?
Because a goddess can have a temple wherever she pleases. And besides, my dear Haelga needs a place like this to test her new mutations.
So that's why we're here? To test new mutations?
Not exactly. You see, while I was building my new temple in this place, I came across a group of extremely unpleasant creatures. In your world, they're known as super mutants. I watched these unpleasant creatures for a while, and to my surprise, they captured a group of humans like you and started eating them alive. One of the humans was a beautiful woman. A woman who, under different circumstances, could have become a priestess in my temple. These green creatures show not even the slightest hint of having love in their hearts. They're almost as horrible as the Daedra. I'm not willing to let those horrible things roam around my new temple, let alone eat potential candidates to be priestesses or hunters. Anyway, I think I'm starting to get angry. My dear Master Gunsmith, could you give my champion their new task?
Of course, Lady Dibella. However, before we get to the super mutants, you'll have to take care of a small matter that got out of control. Do you remember the samples you collected last time in one of the arena challenges? Well, someone made a small mistake using those samples, and it caused the swamp insects to become extremely dangerous.
And by someone, you mean me, right? Well, let me tell you, things wouldn't have gone wrong if the samples hadn't been in bad condition. Maybe you should do a better job tracking your prey.
The samples were in good condition. It was fresh blood, just as you asked. If you weren't so distracted, this wouldn't have gone wrong.
Are you implying that a priestess of Dibella made a mistake? Do I need to remind you that you're just a simple hunter here? The word of a hunter is worth nothing compared to the word of a priestess. You'd do well to remember that.
Hey, you two can continue arguing later. The truth is, I don't have all day. Can someone tell me what the task is now?
By the 9 divines. Can you see that? That spark, that confidence. That's my new champion, exercising my will through their power. All right, my champion has spoken. You two can settle your differences later. Now, the important thing is to clarify the task that needs to be carried out.
Of course, Lady Dibella. Allow me to be the mature one in this conversation. What really matters is that the insects in the area have become somewhat explosive due to the mutation they underwent. Your task is to venture into the swamp and get rid of them.
By the way, it's important to clarify the concept of explosive. Let's say the insects are somewhat swollen, so try to keep your distance when you kill them, or the explosion could push you. Believe me, falling to the ground with a bunch of bugs around can be really unpleasant.
Wait a second. Can the explosion of an insect really push me to the point of knocking me down?
Normally, no, but in this case, the mutation didn't turn out as expected. Alva's blood is already pretty disgusting and putrid. Let's just say mixing that garbage with the spoiled samples was a bad idea. Anyway, try to keep your distance and you won't have any problems.
All right. It seems I have all the details. Can I enter the arena now?
Of course, my dear champion. I suppose the super mutants will have to wait for now. Now go in there and drive all those repulsive insects out of my arena.
Oh, it's a bug! Come here, boy! There's more! Got it! There was a bug here. It's gone now.
Only opens with a key. Hey,
I expected nothing less from my champion. Good job cleaning the swamp of those disgusting insects.
How did you create a mutation like this? Is Alva's blood really enough for something like that?
Well, the blood of a vampire can be used for many things, but you should remember that I purged that curse from her body, so her blood is different. Experiments with it could lead to these kinds of results.
Well, as your champion, I suppose I must live up to your expectations. I hope my work has left you satisfied.
Of course you meet my expectations, dear. If that weren't the case, I wouldn't have made you my champion.
What other kinds of mutations has Haelga been developing in this place?
Honestly, I haven't been paying attention to that. I've always liked letting my dear Haelga surprise me.
May I ask why a swamp? Come on, there has to be a reason. I'm your champion, so I demand an explanation.
By the 9, you demand an explanation from me? You've made my day, dear. It's been centuries since anyone demanded anything from me. If you weren't my champion, I would have torn out your tongue and forced you to swallow it. But since it's you, I'll give you an explanation. You see, in Skyrim, near the City of Solitude, there is a swampy land with fascinating plants and creatures. I miss the feeling of walking through those lands, so I decided to create a temple here to bring my body a similar sensation.
But you've been complaining about the insects here since we arrived. Didn't you expect to find pests like these in such a place?
Of course I expected these kinds of pests. That's why I brought you and my dear hunter here. When you finish cleaning this place, it will be a paradise, like that small swampy land I long to remember.
I think I understand. Well, in that case, I'll try to clean this place up.
Thank you, dear. I expect nothing less from my champion.
I suppose even though I'm your champion, I still have the right to earn caps for my work, right?
Of course, dear. Now more than ever, I can't let my champion go around in rags. Here is your reward.
So now we have to deal with the super mutants?
That's right, my dear champion. Now is the time to take down those disgusting green creatures.
Excuse me, Lady DeBella, but we can't move on to the super mutants just yet. There's an issue I need to discuss with your champion first.
A setback? What kind of setback are we talking about?
The corpses and the putrid stench of the insects have attracted some undesirable creatures, mostly dogs and zombies. I request your permission to send your champion to eliminate those pests.
I see. Well, I suppose those green-skinned brutes will live a bit longer than expected. All right, you have my permission to use my champion.
Thank you, Lady DeBella. We'll get to work on this matter immediately. All right, I suppose you heard what you need to do. Do you have any questions about this?
I'd say no. It sounds pretty straightforward. Killing a bunch of ghouls and wild dogs. Just another day in the Commonwealth.
Wait a second. Our dear hunter is forgetting something important. The creatures you'll have to kill have been eating the remains of the corpses. It's very likely that they have the same mutation as the insects.
The same mutations? Just by eating the corpses, they can acquire the mutation?
That's right. Alva's blood makes these mutations almost like a virus. They're quite easy to spread. And that's not all. Some of the previous mutations were used as a base for this new mutation. Some creatures might exhibit earlier mutations, like accelerated regeneration or invisibility.
This keeps sounding worse. Are there any other surprises?
I'd say no. That's all I have to say. After all, you are DeBella's champion, so you shouldn't have any problems, right?
Of course, you won't have any problems with these creatures. It's no wonder you were chosen as a champion by our goddess. We have nothing more to add. so you'd better get ready to enter the swamp.
All right. I have all the details I need. Do I have your permission to enter the swamp?
Of course, my dear champion. Go to the swamp and massacre all those horrendous creatures.
Hey.
Welcome back, my champion. Excellent work driving those horrendous creatures out of my swamp.
Do you think this will be enough? I've done my best to kill every creature that crossed my path.
Are you kidding me?
I hope so. I have full confidence in my hunter and Haelga. Besides, they are cooperating to finish my arena as quickly as possible.
The swamp should be completely clean now, just as you wanted, Lady DeBella.
Lady DeBella, you have no idea how much I love hearing you call me that. Tell me, wouldn't you prefer to call me my goddess?
My goddess. I don't know. I think you shouldn't get too excited over...
Paranoid son of a bitch.
As you wish, dear, but with this you've already taken the first step. You won't even realize when you fully accept me as your only goddess.
You won't talk when you're dead.
Why does your champion have a higher rank than a priestess or a hunter?
It's quite simple, really. Regardless of the great power my priestesses and hunters might have, there can be many of them in my temple. To become a priestess or hunter, they only need to desire it and show great devotion to me, and that's all. However, being devoted to me doesn't make them extraordinary. For example, Haelga or Amoli, without my power, would just be simple mortals whom you could defeat without any problem. You could even defeat my hunters if I decided to take away their powers. You, on the other hand, have proven to be exceptional among the mortals of your world. Even looking at your future, I can foresee that your participation in this world will drastically change the direction of some events. Mortals like you are unique, extraordinary by nature, and it's because of this that your actions carry more weight than those of my devoted worshippers.
Anyway, before we continue with this, I want my caps.
Usually being in my presence should be payment enough for my champion, but I still see the greed in your eyes. Here are your caps.
So are we finally going to hunt the super mutants this time?
That's the plan, my dear champion. Those horrid green creatures are already starting to bother me with their presence. So, my dear Master Gunsmith, are we ready to drive those creatures out of my swamp?
Of course, Lady DeBella. Now that the scavenging creatures have been eliminated, we can ask Amoli to teleport the nearby super mutants to the arena. Do we have your permission to begin the carnage?
Of course, my dear hunter. Feel free to use my champion to exterminate those green animals.
All right, champion, we're ready to start cleaning up the swamp.
So what do I need to do now? Do I just go to the swamp and kill all the super mutants that Amoli sends in there?
That's right. But there are a few things to keep in mind. Due to the setbacks we had earlier, a large number of super mutants have gathered outside the swamp. Amoli will use her teleporter to send all the super mutants into the swamp, so you should prepare for a long fight.
Understood. If they are like the ones in the Commonwealth, I suppose things should go well.
Hey, wait a second. There's something you should keep in mind before going in. Just like before, these super mutants have some of the mutations running through their blood.
What? How did that happen? Did they also eat the remains of the creatures we killed earlier?
No, this time it was different. The super mutants have a kind of mutated dog. It seems these animals are trained to hunt and bring their prey to their masters. A large number of the animals they hunted were the ones that fled from the arena. The bad news is that they ate the remains of those animals, but there's also good news. It seems only the regeneration mutation affected them. Their high radiation levels didn't allow the other mutations to develop.
I understand. That accelerated regeneration will be a real problem. Is there anything else I should know?
No, that's all I've been able to observe in their behavior. What about you, Hunter? Is there anything you're forgetting?
No. I've said everything I had to say. You'd better ask Lady DeBella for permission to start the cleanup.
All right, I suppose I have all the information I need now. What do you say, Lady DeBella? Do I have your permission to...
Nut job.
Of course, my dear champion. Seeing you with that level of confidence almost makes me want to join you in the arena.
This
Anyway,
really isn't
go
any of my
and
business.
don't forget to have fun.
What a sort of a flea bag, aren't you?
I think I deserve a break. Yeah, why not? I'll set aside my responsibilities for now.
Sound, what is it? Gonna be a good fight! Out there, somewhere! Come on! Let's fly! Or will your guts Here it comes! Here! Rush! Here it comes! Someone there? I hear something!
Hi.
Finally, my dear champion, you have cleansed my swamp of those repugnant green creatures. If I ever see one of those repugnant things again, I promise I will eliminate them all from your world.
What are you going to do now that the swamp is free of super mutants?
I suppose I'll go for a walk and start planting some deathbell seeds. Despite its terrible name, it's a very beautiful flower. I think it will decorate the swamp nicely.
I am glad to serve you, my goddess. I must admit that even I feel better after eliminating those creatures.
Finally, you have finally begun to accept me as your goddess. I knew that sooner or later your heart would yield to me. You have done an excellent job, my champion, and as your goddess, I am proud of you.
Do you plan on leaving this place at some point? Jumping to another plane or something like that?
Not for now, dear. In this world, I have you, and you are all I need for the time being.
Wait, what? You're in this world just for me?
Of course, my dear champion. Believe it or not, finding mortals as formidable as you is incredibly difficult. Who knows, maybe in the future I'll jump to Amoli's world. In the settled systems, there should be some interesting mortals.
So what's next? Are we done in this place?
Aren't you forgetting something, my dear? I'm glad your mind is focused on my needs. Still, take your caps. Let's not forget the protocols.
Right. I almost forgot. Thank you. So, what's next?
What's next? That's a good question, darling. I think you've done enough for me. You've entertained me immensely, and I feel I should reward you for all of this.
You mean something more than just the caps?
Caps? My dear, you are in the presence of a goddess. I have infinitely better things to give you
You're not
than
worth my
caps.
time.
I haven't felt this sense of doubt in me for thousands of years. I think I will need some time to decide on the gift I will bestow upon you. Find something to do in the meantime. I need to think.
Lady DeBella, if I may, there is a task I would like to assign to your champion. I believe this would give you the time you need to clear your mind.
This is perfect, my dear hunter. I lend you my champion. I will use this time to decide then.
Very well, champion. Now that Lady DeBella is occupied, I have a task for you. Are you ready to return to the swamp once more?
Return to the swamp again? Are there more insects or mutants that need to be exterminated?
That's right. Although now other types of creatures have arrived, and within this new group, there are some really interesting ones. In your world, these creatures are known as deathclaws. I want you to help me hunt down 3 of them.
Damn. How many are we talking about? If the swamp is full of deathclaws, this is going to get really complicated.
It's only 3. Don't worry about a direct fight with these creatures. I've marked them with electric projectiles that Amoli gave me. As long as the effect of the electric projectile lasts, these creatures will only flee, so you need to hunt them as quickly as possible.
If they're not going to attack, why do I need to hunt them as quickly as possible? Can't I just take my time and set some traps?
Because other creatures have also been attracted to the swamp. The remains of meat tend to attract all sorts of creatures. You'll encounter many zombies, dogs, some giant mud crabs, and things like that. If you take too long to hunt the deathclaws, these creatures might end up hunting you.
All right. I think I understand. In that case, I better get into the swamp before it fills up with more creatures. So, do I have your permission to enter the swamp, Lady DeBella? Hello? Are you there?
Yes? Oh, of course, you can speak with my dear master gunsmith.
I've already spoken with him. What I'm asking is if I can go back into the swamp.
Oh, of course, you can do whatever you want, my dear champion. Good luck.
Blah, blah, blah.
Don't worry about a direct fight with these creatures.
Hi.
At last you have returned, my dear champion. Did you enjoy your task? My dear hunter seems very pleased with your results.
Yeah, that was quite stimulating. It's always good to feel the spirit of Hircine running through my veins. Hircine. Who is Hircine? What am I saying?
Hircine? I think I understand what's happening. Very well. No more hunting tasks for you. The past of my dear master gunsmith is linked to Hircine, and part of his Daedric essence is intertwining with you. Don't worry about this, dear. It's just a reflection of his mind. You have nothing to be concerned about. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed the hunt.
Anyway, I hunted the 3 targets, and I want my payment for the job.
Of course, dear. Here is the payment my dear master gunsmith left for you. Enjoy it.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
So what's next? Will you tell me what the grand prize you'll give me is?
Of course, dear. But this is not the place. We'll return to my sanctuary. That's the only temple that will serve to prepare you for what's coming.
Hi.
Are you ready to continue with our fun game?
This place again? Well, at least it's cozier than the swamp.
Finally, you wake up, my dear champion. Tell me, are you ready to begin your preparation?
Begin my preparation? What do you mean by that?
I have decided to grant you my blessing.
Your blessing? I thought Haelga could give me your blessing.
Haelga can only give you a tiny fraction of my power. I, on the other hand, will grant you much greater power. I will make you unstoppable. However, your body is not ready for this. In your current state, it won't be able to withstand the expression of my love, so I must prepare you physically and mentally, and this temple is the ideal place for that.
This is sounding a bit disturbing, you know? What do you mean by preparing me physically and mentally?
You see, you will essentially become my lover. And for that, you must remove various limiting factors from your soul. To accept me as your lover, you must completely surrender yourself to me. So, are you willing to give yourself to me and become my lover?
What? Surrender myself to you? Be your lover? What is that supposed to mean? What do I need to remove from my soul?
There are no more explanations. This is a decision you must make with faith in me. You must demonstrate that you are capable of completely surrendering yourself to me. There are no half measures. What do you say? Will you accept and surrender yourself to me?
Even though you haven't told me what this test is about, I have faith in you, my goddess. I will accept whatever test you give me.
You've taken the first step, my love. Now we will begin. The first thing will be to free your mind and soul. To fully surrender to me, you must rid yourself of any small and insignificant relationships you have forged or might forge along your path. Nothing should distract your attention from me. The needs of others are insignificant compared to mine. All your time should be devoted solely to me. Now, enter my sanctuary and rid yourself of all the trash that contaminates your soul. Now go. I'll be waiting for you.
This one.
Another settlement has sent word that they need us. I'll mark it on your map. We'll find out what they need. No!
Hey there.
Absolutely fantastic, my love. I expected nothing less from you. Now, a part of you belongs to me.
Before you say anything, I want to know what this was all about. Was this just an illusion?
An illusion? Honestly, I don't think it felt like an illusion to you. You still smell of blood, darling. This was no illusion.
All of this was for you, my goddess.
That's right, my love. From now on.
I don't understand. Why? Why did you make me kill my friends? What did they have to do with any of this?
I still see you're a bit stressed, love. Take this. Maybe this sound will help you relax.
Nerd.
Though judging by
Asshole.
your face, I doubt it.
Shut up already.
Caps? I don't want caps. How does all this benefit you? How is this supposed to make me stronger?
Don't you understand? You faced this test without knowing anything about it. You simply had faith in me and decided to take the plunge. Even while inside, you decided to kill all your friends to be able to return to me. Now I know that I am your priority over your dear friends. Now I know that no matter what I ask of you, you will be willing to let them die to satisfy your goddess. That is the kind of devotion I expect towards me.
I want to know how you did the previous thing. I want to know who those people were. Were they really my friends?
Of course they were, darling. Do you want to know how I did it? I think that's a bit of a naive question. I am a goddess, and I can do many things that wouldn't make sense to you. But if you insist, all I did was bring them to my temple, cloud their thoughts and perception, and make them see you as a monster so they wouldn't hesitate to kill you. But I must admit that little dog made me feel a bit sorry. It looked so scared.
I don't know. Do you really expect me to betray and even kill my friends for you? I still don't understand.
Of course not, dear. This was only the first test. When we finish the final one, believe me, I will be your absolute priority, and you will never doubt again. Now we will move on to the second test. The second test involves giving me your heart.
Wait, what? My heart? Do you mean my heart in a literal sense?
And what would be the problem if it were literal? Wouldn't you be happy to give your heart to your goddess?
If I have stayed this far, it is because I try.
I love hearing you speak like that, my love. Now enter my sanctuary.
You're such an ass.
I knew it! I knew it! My God!
Excuse me.
Formidable, my love. At last, you have given me your heart. You have shown me that nothing will come between us. Neither your present nor your past. You are completely mine.
I can't believe it. My dear Nate.
You're wasting my time.
How I love hearing you talk that way. You've done so extraordinarily well that it seems almost unbelievable. Just a little more, my love, and you will belong to me completely.
I want to know what happened in there. I want to know if it was real. Did I really do what I think I did?
Aren't you forgetting something, my love? You may be on your way to becoming my lover, but you are still my champion. Let's not mix feelings with professionalism. Here are your caps, my dear champion.
Caps. I already told you I don't care about caps now. I want to know if everything that happened in there was real.
Of course it was real, my love. Limits must be tested, and I needed to know if you were willing to do everything to let me into your heart, even to tear out your frozen love from the past.
How is this possible? Vault 111, the cryogenic pod. None of this makes any sense.
I've already told you. I'm a goddess, my love. Something you can't even begin to comprehend. But tell me, does any of this really matter? What's done is done. It's as simple as that.
At this point, I don't know what to think. First my friends, and now this. I've already given you everything. What more could you possibly want to take from me? Is there anything left to take?
Of course, my love. It's time to begin your final and most important test of all.
What now? What more is there to take from me?
I want your life. In this final test, you must give me your life, my love.
My life? What is that supposed to mean? Is it a challenge with a hidden meaning like giving you my heart?
No, my love. I literally need your life. I need your soul, your blood, and your essence. This is the only way I can use my magic to make you stronger and more resilient.
Wait a second. If I give you my life, does that mean I'm going to die? Does that mean you're going to revive me after taking my life?
I'm sorry, my love, but I won't be able to revive you. Unfortunately, your life will be consumed by this temple and won't be stored in a soul gem. When I collect your life, it will be the end. After that, only the infinite void will remain. You will disappear from all planes and from the very history of the universe.
Is this a joke? Why would I want to do something like that? If nothing will make sense after giving you my life, why would I do it?
For love, my love. For our love. The unique privilege of becoming my lover. The lover of the goddess DeBella. So, are you ready to give me your life, my love?
I can't. I can't make this decision hastily. I need a moment to think.
Why do this, my love? We are just...
Hi.
Just one final step, my love. One last correct decision, and everything you desire will be yours. All the power and pleasure you can dream of within your reach.
Before accepting this, I need to know. I can't simply give you my life and let everything end. There must be something more, something you're not telling me.
There's nothing more, my love. Only the eternal oblivion. But you will be remembered as the first mortal from your decadent world who ascended and became the lover of the goddess Dibella. Isn't that enough, my love?
I can't do it. The most precious thing I have is my own life. I can't just give it up and let everything end. I've thought it through, and my answer is no. I won't continue with this.
I can't believe it. You were so close to receiving a unique gift, a blessing granted to very few mortals. You have abandoned the opportunity to ascend to your best possible form. You have abandoned the chance to enjoy a life of infinite love and pleasure. You are just a great disappointment. Anyway, this doesn't free you from your duties as my champion. From now on, whenever you're in the arena, you must fulfill your obligations. When you're outside the arena, honestly, I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Excuse me.
Just one final step, my love.
Take it. I give you my life, my goddess. Do with it as you wish.
It was simple, wasn't it? You have given me your life, and I accept it, my love. Now enter my sanctuary, and everything will become clear.
I don't understand. Am I not going to die?
I hope not, my love. I believe I need to explain what comes next. My temple is connected with the power of Akatosh, and through this power, we can use time to our advantage. I wasn't lying when I said I needed your life and soul, but there are other ways to obtain them. For this, we will take the lives of other versions of you.
Wait a second. What do you mean by all this? Who is Akatosh? What do you mean by other versions of me?
Akatosh is the god of time, and with his power, we can move forward or backward in time. However, this isn't enough to obtain the lives of other versions of you. For that, we'll use a small artifact I acquired from the world of Skyrim, an Elder Scroll.
An Elder Scroll? What is that? Some kind of text?
An Elder Scroll is a very powerful artifact that contains fragments of creation itself. Each Elder Scroll provides different types of knowledge, and this one in particular will allow us to move through time in a different way. With this Elder Scroll, we will add more dimensions to Akatosh's power, enabling us to move through time, not only forwards or backwards, but also sideways. And it is here, at these points, where we will find more versions of you.
So your plan is for us to jump to a parallel time or universe to kill another version of me?
Not exactly. Things aren't that simple, my love. You see, time itself is a constant flow of events, and it's not easy to access different timelines. In fact, it's almost impossible, but in this case, we have the 3 necessary elements to do it. We have this temple, which was built on a plane through which Akatosh's power flows. We have access to Akatosh's power itself to manipulate time. And finally, we have the Elder Scroll that will allow us to extend this power. All this power can only be used in this temple, and it is here where you will find your other versions, who will be pursuing the same to complete the ritual.
All of this sounds so confusing. What if you're wrong? What if, in other timelines, I'm dead or something like that? What if the war never happened?
Of course, that is possible, my love. I'm sure that in other timelines you might have ended up as a block of ice in Vault 111. The possibility of what we are doing here happening in another timeline is incredibly small, but an incredibly small possibility within infinity itself becomes a very large possibility. Now enough with the questions, my love. Just go in there and put an end to the other versions of yourself. By the way, one last piece of advice. Don't hesitate to destroy them. All the versions of you that you'll find in there will be as devoted to DeBella as you are to me. And remember, if you die in there, your soul will be absorbed by the temple, and after that, only infinite oblivion will follow.
Time to die. I'm gonna make you suffer. Time to die. I'm gonna make you suffer.
Mother. And asking what if more often.
Time to die.
I'm reporting this! That's absurd! I am Vault-Tec!
Time to die.
I'm gonna make you suffer.
This place looks comfortable.
By the 9 divines, at last, my love, you are finally ready to receive my radiant blessing.
What will happen to this place now that we have completed the final test?
Nothing out of the ordinary. This sanctuary will continue to function as a combat arena. However, I've severed the connection to the other timelines. The last thing I need is another version of myself coming here to claim the souls you consumed.
All those versions of me that I killed in there? I don't know what to think about all this. What will happen to them? Will they return to their worlds?
No, my love, that won't happen. The whole point of this final test was to strengthen you, and we have succeeded. I can see through your eyes the souls of all the versions of you that you killed in there. Each consumed soul has made you stronger.
Have I really become stronger? I don't feel any different.
Of course, my love. Each soul you absorbed will now function as a shield against magic. When I grant you my blessing, all the magical power your body couldn't control will now be absorbed by those souls within you.
I think I understand. But what will happen to the worlds where I will no longer exist? I saw many versions of myself in there. Versions of people who could make a positive difference. There was a version of me that seemed to be the leader of the Institute. Another version that seemed to lead the Brotherhood of Steel. All those versions of me could have made a positive difference in their worlds. Was all this really worth it?
Why are you so worried, love? An hour ago, you didn't even know any of this existed. Believe me, those worlds will be fine without you. You live under the illusion that you are the center of everything. That only you can make a difference in your world. But that's not reality. In the end, you are just another mortal in a world that will keep moving forward with or without you. Only gods can make a real difference that transcends time. But you are not a god.
I think I understand what you're saying. But even so, it's not something I can just erase from my mind now. I guess I'm going to need some time to digest all this.
I know something that will help you forget all this. The time has come for you to become my lover. The time has come for you to experience my love in all its intensity. Tell me, my love, are you ready?
I am ready, my goddess. I am ready to receive your radiant blessing. I am all yours.
I expected nothing less, my love. Now close your eyes and let yourself go.
Feel the intense yourself be carried away by your emotions. Feel my radiant love consuming you. Let all your power flow.
By the 9 divines, I feel exhausted. Everything hurts. What did you do to me?
You have been ascended to your best possible version, my love. A small part of my power now flows through your body, but you are not yet strong enough. That is why you feel this way. Besides, your body will only withstand my blessing for a few minutes. Take these small vials. They will grant you my power when you need it most. Don't worry about the consequences. If you acquire my power through the vial, you won't suffer any harm. I recommend you visit Haelga. She can heal you.
Vials? What are these things? What do they contain?
These vials contain my essence. If you drink them, you will feel the same power you just experienced. Use them when your life is in danger or when you need to get out of a difficult situation. And finally, from now on, you can ask for my blessing whenever you want, my love. I am here for you whenever you desire, and I will also give you more vials to keep you protected.
Thank you, I suppose. In a way, I'm glad all this is coming to an end.
An end? Believe me, my love, this is only the beginning.
Hi.
Just look at you, going from being a mere mortal in a decadent world to becoming my lover. Destiny can indeed be a mystery, can't it?
Job's done. I want my reward.
Excellent job, dear. Here are your precious caps.
Hi.
I was starting to feel lonely. It's so good that you've come to me, my love.
I want to leave this place. Send me back home.
As you wish, dear. By the way, you already have the mark of one of my hunters. You can use that gadget on your arm to return whenever you want. Amoli will take care of it.
Miss Nora, welcome back, Mum. I do hope you were able to find some assistance in Concord.
You could say that. I made a few new friends.
Can't have enough of those these days. I realize that I'm no Mr. Gutsy, but if needed, I'd be honored to accompany you throughout the Commonwealth. Just say the word.